Good evening, my fellow enthusiasts from a journey into the mind. Once again, this is Frances Mahan to speak about the ability of our brain to function at a level that is higher than we can possibly expect it to. It's a miracle that one of the most important organs besides the heart is the brain, not so much the mind. You see, the brain is enhanced by the particles of atoms in our body, and somehow they can be accelerated to a point where we cannot shut them down. This is where the point of a shattered mind or multitasking or information overload comes from, which can be part of my favorite subject, which is artificial intelligence, of course. Can you imagine overrunning the neurons in the brain to a level where you cannot shut them down? Imagine what can happen if we intertwine or interface a human brain with a machine. What will be the consequences of the human brain? How are we going to manage to be able to stop the human brain from accelerating information, from processing too much data or information overload? See, with the machine, we can simply shut it down and it's over. We don't have to worry about that. But with the brain, it's different. We tend to think 70,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of processing. That's a lot of information. So when we overprocess all this information in the brain, is there a time when we can just tell the brain to shut down and it would? Perhaps. We as human beings have to find many ways by which we can do that. One of the many ways to do that is either to slow down, meditate, distract the mind from the daily overprocessing of information, and actually watch a movie, walk with a dog, listen to different music, do something by which we can distract the mind from focusing on the daily information that we have been processing on a daily basis. Otherwise, what can happen is that the brain neurons will continue to generate more and more energy, and they will interconnect, and the information overload will not stop. It will not stop. We are human beings with a machine processing information. Obviously, we are if we cannot slow down the information overload or the multitasking. Because as we process information and we multitask, we also have to think and regenerate more thoughts and more information and more thoughts and more information. So it's a constant regeneration of data in our brain. And at some point, when we overdo that with a computer, we cannot slow down. It's not easy. The only reason I can stand here before you is because I can tell you that it's possible for someone to stand in front of a computer an entire day and not be able to slow down the brain. Even after the computer is shut down, the brain is still going. And that can be dangerous for interfacing with artificial intelligence. We have to find ways by which we can decelerate the process of thoughts in the brain. One nice way to do that is, of course, we know people can have sexual intercourse. Pardon me. And another way is to do meditation, long walks, interact with children because they'll distract our mind from our daily thinking. That is in the case of overprocessing information. We have to distract. Some people are able to shut down and immediately let go of the thoughts. Nonetheless, There is something in the computer and also on the cell phone that accelerate our process of thinking. And when it does, it's not easy to slow down the brain, because our neurons and neurites have already been interconnected with our thoughts. And that doesn't mean that we are out of order or anything like that. Let's say, for example, you work as an accountant, dealing with number on a daily basis in front of a computer. It's not easy to just get out of the environment where you are and let go of those thoughts and it's over. It's not always easy to do that. So we need to find ways by which we can decelerate the process of thinking, relax, and come to a place where we can slow down. Fortunately enough, I've been able to learn hypnosis. And at nighttime, sometimes, either through breathing or self-hypnosis, I go into a trance where I tell my mind to completely deter from the thoughts that I'm having at this moment and go somewhere where I feel comfortable. And it is in a place that is unusual to some people. For me, my relaxing place is as if I transmute myself into the universe and go seek for something that I don't know, something relaxing, takes me out of my present way of thinking, and I just navigate with my eye closed into a realm of the unknown that brings peace to my mind. I don't know how many people can do that, but that works for me. For me to use self-hypnosis, I tell myself it is time to now shut down the brain, to let go of the thoughts, to allow myself to relax in the moment. Of course, the breathing is essential. It's very, very important. Without the breathing, I cannot do that. So this is what I call going into a journey into the mind, because it is possible to overprocess information, to take so much that you think during the day in a daily process of thinking 70,000 thoughts, and not be able to easily shut the mind down and let go of those thoughts. Did you know that it's possible for you to think tomorrow the same thoughts that you had today? Why? This is how the mind functions. We are used to over-processing and over-generating information. If we didn't do that, it will be very uncomfortable to be able to go to work and do the same thing that we do on a daily basis, which is process the same information we did the day before, with the exception of some of the new problems and solutions that we need to solve on a daily basis while we are at work. So, in the essence of thinking, in the essence of generating energy and particles of atoms in our body that generate so much energy and so much information with our neurons and our neurites, from our hearts to our brain to the cells in our body, in the essence of that, in this world that we live in today that is so functional and so multitasking with computers, telephones, and all kinds of social media and information, as well as the news, we have to be able to learn to slow down the pace, relax, let go of the multitasking and the multi-accumulation of information, and be able to be coherent with ourselves, with our mind, with our heart, with our body, and even with our souls. This is a short video because I promised to do something like that on a weekly basis, although I have been very busy, but I keep my promise to you, my audience. It has been a pleasure as usual. This is Frances Mahan from A Journey into the Mind. Once again, thank you so much and have a wonderful